Stuff with fractions. Under fractions, today's little subheading, multiplication and division. If you can do one, you can do the other, but let's talk about this. What happens when you multiply fractions together? Let's say I've got 3/8 times 1/2. How do you multiply fractions together? Alex?
Maybe the top across and the bottom across.
Yeah. Just multiply simply across. 3 times 1 is 3. 8 times 2 is 16. Everybody's happy. I strongly recommend, matter of fact, I'm going to say you really start needing to, if you can, cross-canceling. I don't see any right now. Oh yeah, there's one. 5/6 times 2/3. This isn't such a big one, but later on they get big. So you really want to look to see if you can reduce before you multiply, because it's going to just save you from making a lot of mistakes. You see that there's a 2 and a 6 here. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 6 3 times. You can't cross-cancel anything else. You can't do bottoms with bottoms. It has to be a top with a bottom. So you end up with 5 times 1 is 5, and 3 times 3 is 9. Please don't forget that the word of means multiplication. So if you see 3/4 of 5/9, that's the same thing as multiplication. Can I cross-cancel anything there? What? 3 and the 9, right? 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 9 3 times. 5 times 1 is 5. 4 times 3 is 12. And D.
Do you cross-cancel the fraction? Or is it just the top of the one and the bottom?
Yeah, it could be, if you had a 3 and a 9 there, yeah, you could reduce it, yeah. It doesn't have to be, it could be top of any bottom. Then what about division, children? What about division? What if I have 3/4 divided by 1/3? How many 1/3s are there in 3/4? How do you do that? Oof. If you can multiply, you can divide, Andrew, because
You keep the 3/4 and then you switch 3 and 1 and multiply.
right. And please make sure you understand, you may not cross-cancel until it changes to a multiplication problem. You might look at this and go, oh, there's a 3 and there's a 3. No, because this isn't multiplication, this is division. The technical way we say to divide by a fraction is to do what? Remember this from last year? To divide by a fraction, comma, you, anybody? Multiply by what? Do you know? It's, here's the word, reciprocal. If you remember that from back in the day. It simply means this. If I'm dividing by 1/3, I actually am multiplying by 3/1. Reciprocal just means you flip over the fraction. By the way, this reciprocal is also known as AKA the multiplicative inverse. Just to get you the mathematical grammar there. A reciprocal is the multiplicative inverse, which just is a fraction flipped over. When I do this, I end up with 9/4, which ends up being, what, 2 1/4. So quickly speed along here, David, yes.
Can we cross cancel the 3's, or could it be like bottom to top?
Bottom to top. Never 2 tops. Otherwise life gets a little dicey. Another way they might ask you this is this. How about the answer this question? How many 1/5 are in 1? How many 1/5 are in 1? Now, if you drew the picture, that might make sense a little bit more. I've got 1. How many 1/5 are in 1? If this is 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, how many 1/5 are in 1? What's hard? Feeling? 5. Really, what I'm asking you is 1 divided by 1/5. That's what the question says. 1, I can't write it here, 1 divided by 1/5, which is the same as 1 times 5/1, which ends up being your lucky number 5. How about this? How many 2/3 are in 1? That's where drawing the picture gets a little goofy. If I have 1, and I'm cutting it into 2/3, well, there's 1 whole 2/3 there, but I don't have enough to make another 2/3. Drawing pictures will get a little strange. What is 1 divided by 2/3? What is 1 divided by 2/3? Caleb? 1.5. How'd you get that? Because it's the same as 1 times 3/2, which is 3/2. Which makes sense, because look, I do have 1/2 left. Remember this, I cut this into thirds. 2 of them, I want to know how many 2/3. I have 2, I have 1 whole 2/3, and then I have half of making another. That's, alright, enough, I'm done, stop. Wait, stop, don't. 10 minutes left to go, what a day.